in the water. Fuck it, your wings already torn. You got so much altitude. Alright, Woody. Man, you're so hard to hide. Probably should that truck out. Let's see. Okay, let's do a real quick a full stop to tail slide.
Future Woody here. So I've probably done maybe 20 full stalls and tail slides at this point, which is good. It's good. I'm working on a lot of moves now that I have done before, and that's a big deal for me because I don't want to just barely do them. I don't want to pull it off once and then take it back home and add the complication of a paramotor and over dirt and things like that. I want to really perfect them, or at least, you know, something closer to perfect them, so that when I work on them at home to really dial them in, I'm not still in like a dangerous state. So a little time spending on the full stall, good stuff. I'm kind of nailing it there. The helico. So, coming up is another failed helico attempt, and I've decided not to include all my failed helico attempts in the video, because to be honest, they get pretty repetitive. I seem to fail it the same way a lot. I don't really dial in parachutal and hold that wing open and spin. Instead, I seem to go into some sort of parachutal tail slide, overdo it, fail to rotate. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm really not nailing parachutal, that's for sure. So, yeah, fail again. You know, I really don't mind that I couldn't seem to dial in this helico. The goal was to learn from this class, and I feel like I am somewhat closer to the helico than I was before, if not just because you have to fail 6 times or 12 times or 100 times before you get it right. And one thing I did learn from this class, the objective was to learn, was not to bring it home. I'm just not at a step right now, not at a stage right now where I can bring the helico, try it on a paramotor over dirt, and expect things to be okay. This is not where I am. Instead, I'm just not hitting it for some reason. So these are what my helico looks like. The helicos look like they kind of suck. However, I did not suck at everything. I added a couple moves that I can definitely bring home, and I'm pretty psyched about this. This is a dynamic full stall. I don't know if the knee cam shows you how cool I am, but I'm pretty cool. It's a new move to me, as I see it work out acrobat. It's exciting to me. You know, I've done so many wingovers, asymmetric spirals, and loops and sats that being able to add another ingredient, or in this case 2 or 3 more ingredients to the recipe, makes flying new again for me. And that is something that I'm really excited about. Alright, I found some third-person footage so that you guys can better appreciate how flippin' awesome this is. It's a little chill, but hold on.
Asymmetric SAT. The asymmetric SAT is a SAT entered from an asymmetric spiral. The axis of the rotation is not horizontal, but has an angle, so the pilot swings above and under the canopy. Here I'm going to teach to perform 2-turn asymmetric SATs followed by a controlled exit.
This guy's okay, I guess, but watch me do it. Alright, another round of tail slide steering here. So what happens is I stall the wing, I get it stabilized, I find a good tail slide. It's like a safe position, and then this is not really useful, but I start working my control by steering left. And here I am. I think I'm actually steering right. I'm steering right, and I'm turning. And then I go the other way, and I turn, and I turn, and I turn. And I don't think there's a situation where this would be really useful. Full stalling is, you can fix your wing that way. But steering while stalling, I think it's really just about getting control, being better at it. And it works. This is another helico fail. I'm not going to include them all. I really have cut out a bunch already. But you can see I just reached parachutal, then I let one hand up, and it's for like a millisecond. For like, I don't know, I turned like 30 degrees beautifully, and then I find I just go too far. I guess maybe I need to let both hands up a little more. I might send the footage to like Max Martini or something and see if he's interested in diagnosing why I suck at these so much. Alright, this is my last run, so it's kind of just throw down, it's a party, it's whatever you want it to be. So, what I want it to be, you know, a bit of a throwdown session, doing some of the things I like doing. Some of the things I had done before, I do a little better, and I'm going to talk about the dynamic full stall, which is another move I'm actually good at enough to bring home, and then I'll show it to you. But here I am, it looks like I'm doing a stall for some reason. I don't know. Get going, Woody. Yeah. So, we're going into some wing overs and getting them big. I like to do these things with big wing overs. I like to initiate these moves. Nice big asymmetric set, dynamic set. I like to get big wing overs because I can get nice flat bottoms, which for me is a nicer starting platform. If I just do lame, like glorified S turns or something, hit it again, Woody, then it's not where I like to start. But I think in a second here, I'm about to hit a dynamic full stall, which I kind of got good at. Set it up. Nice flat bottom on your wing over. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to let Pow Tactics explain what a dynamic full stall is. I hope if he somehow sees this, he'll see it as promotion for his mastering acro series rather than copyright violation. Be nice, pal.
Dynamic stall. The dynamic stall, or in Norway also called the super stall, is basically a full stall entered from a straight up vertical climb with lots of energy. At the entry, the glider drops back really far behind the pilot with a short zero gravity moment that is followed by a big swing back under the glider. It is a really cool sensation.
Alright, there's actually an explanation for my horrible recovery here. You look, see it surges, and I had been doing a full stall into like a stable stall, you know, just like a tail slide, but he wanted me to let it surge forward asymmetrically so I could use that energy to go into the next trick, and it's just something I haven't perfected yet. So, you know, recover and get back to doing cool stuff. Like this. Whipping over it. On the last flight of the whole course, you have the option to throw your reserve and experience what it's like to ride it down. I wasn't going to. I had done it before, but even more than that, the instructor had to catch a plane. He was missing it. I had 2 reserves to repack if they got wet. It was a big deal.
That's final to the water. Fuck it, your wings are torn.
This course comes with free reserve packing if you go big and get wet. And I thought, hey man, you asked for this. Now the problem is, I don't know how to death spiral. I don't know what I'm doing. I've done it on a paramotor, but you can add throttle and control your altitude. And I've only done it like 15, 20 feet off the ground, where it's a little safer. I don't wingtip drag the ground. So I'm thinking about adding speed. I can't seem to add speed and not go nose down. And instead, I pull off this sort of water body slam. However, I do want to state, for the record, my wingtip touched before my body did. So, that is the end of the video. I've got a couple things I want to point out. I was excited to bring some things home. I'm bringing home a dynamic full stall, bringing back the full stall, the dynamic / asymmetric sat. That was awesome. I know you're digging my junk. Look at it. Rival in it. Another thing I brought home These front mount reserves really hold you in your harness. I had heard it before, but I never experienced it. Now, a little note, I'm a water guy, right? I don't want to pump myself up too much, but in high school and college, I broke records in competitive swimming. I have decades worth of surfing experience. Never missed a hurricane when I was younger. Always went out there. And like, I'm just comfy in the water. I'm not the sort who would panic. And, My feet got tangled up in the lines. For some reason, I thought that because I'm a water guy, my feet wouldn't get tangled like everybody else's. Dumb, I know, but that was my thought process. That reserve chute, for whatever reason, I didn't think to unclip it, and even if I did, it would be in the bridle and such. So it really holds you in there. I ended up getting out of the harness like a pair of shorts rather than unclipping it and coming out the front. So if you have a front mount harness, just be aware of what it's like to land in the water. It's you're kind of in there, and if it floats you on your face and it's tricky to get, just know what you're doing. Just know what you're dealing with, and don't be surprised. Good times.